The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, Chapter 3, Habits Continued. Finding your mojo, your why power. Assuming willpower is what you need to change your habits is akin to trying to keep a hungry grizzly bear out of your picnic basket by covering it with napkin. To fight the bear of your bad habits, you need something stronger. When you're having trouble doing the hard work of achieving your goals, it's common to believe you simply lack willpower. I disagree. It's not enough to choose to be successful. What's going to keep you consistent with the new positive choices you need to make? What's going to stop you from falling back into the mindless bad habits? What's going to be different this time versus the time you've tried and failed before? As soon as you get to the slightest bit uncomfortable, you're going to be tempted to slide back into the old comfortable routine. You've tried willpower before and it failed you. You've set resolutions and you've let them go. You thought you were going to lose all that weight last time. You thought you'd make all those sales calls last year. Let's stop the insanity and do something different so you can get different and better results. Forget about willpower. It's time for why power. Your choices are only meaningful when you connect them to your desires and dreams. The wisest and the most motivating choices are the ones aligned with that which you identify as your purpose, your core self, and your highest values. You've got to want something and know why you want it, and you'll end up giving up too easily. So, what is your why? You've got to have a reason if you want to make significant improvements in your life. And to make you want to make the necessary changes, your why must be something that is fantastically motivating to you. You've got to want to get up and go, go, go for years. So, what is it that moves you the most? Identifying your why is critical. What motivates you is the ignition of your passion, the source of your enthusiasm, and the fuel of your persistence. This is so important that I made it the focus of another book, Living Your Best Year Ever, a proven system for achieving big goals. You must know your why everything's possible. The power of your why is what you get to stick through the grueling, mundane, and laborious. All of the hows will be meaningless until your whys are powerful enough. Until you've set your desire and motivation in place, you'll abandon any new path you set to seek to better your life. If your why power, your desire, isn't great enough, if the fortitude of your commitment isn't powerful enough, you'll end up like every other person who makes a New Year resolution and gives up too quickly and reverts to sleepwalking through poor choices. Let me give you an analogy to help you bring it home. If I were to put a 10-inch wide, 30-foot long plank on the ground and say, if you walk on the length of the plank, I'll give you $20, would you do it? Of course, it's an easy 20 bucks. But what if I put the same plank and made a rooftop bridge between two 100-story buildings? The same $20 for walking the 30-foot plank no longer looks desirable or even possible, does it? You'd look at me and say, not on your life. However, if your child was on the opposite building and that building was on fire, would you walk the length of the plank to save him? Without question, and immediately you do it, $20 or not. Why is it that the first time I asked you to cross the sky high plank, you said not yet, no way, yet the second time you wouldn't hesitate? The risk and the dangers are the same. What changed? Your why changed, your reason for wanting to do it. You see, when the reason is big enough, you will be willing to perform almost anyhow. To truly ignite your creative potential and inner drive, you have to look beyond the motivation of monetary and material goals. It's not that those motivations are bad. In fact, they're great. I'm a connoisseur of nice things. But material stuff can't really recruit your heart, soul, and guts into the fight. That passion has to come from a deeper place. And even if you acquire the shiny objects, you won't capture the real prize. happiness, and fulfillment. In my interview with peak performance expert Anthony Robbins, he said, I have seen business moguls achieve their ultimate goals, but still live in frustration, worry, and fear. What's preventing these successful people from being happy? The answer is that they have focused only on achievement and not fulfillment. Extraordinary accomplishment does not guarantee extraordinary joy, happiness, love, and a sense of meaning. These two skills sets feed off each other and make me believe that success without fulfillment is failure. Well said. That's why it's not enough to choose to be successful. You have to dig deeper than that to find your core motivation, to activate your superpower, your why power. Core motivation. The access point of your why power is through your core values, which define both you, who you are, and what you stand for. Your core values are your internal compass, your guiding beacon, your personal GPS. They act as the filter through which you run all the life's demands, requests, and temptations, making sure they're leading you towards an intended destination. Getting your core values defined and probably calibrated is one of the most important steps in redirecting your life towards the grandest vision. If you hadn't, if you haven't already clearly defined your values, you may find yourself making choices that conflict with what you want. If, for example, honesty is a big thing for you, but you hang out with liars, there's a conflict. When your actions conflict with your values, you end up unhappy, frustrated, and despondent. In fact, psychologists tell us that nothing creates more stress than when our actions and behaviors aren't congruent with our values. Defining your core values also make life simpler and more efficient. Decision making is also easier when you are certain of your core values. When faced with a choice, ask yourself, does this align with my core values? If it does, do it. If it does not, don't look back. All fretting and indecision are eliminated.